We're Zach and Annie, a Scotsman and an American.
6 months ago, we made a huge decision, leaving everything behind in California in order to follow a new dream of raising our kids in Scotland.
Happy New Year!
All right, so before we get into our perfect Edinburgh day out,
We are here in North Berwick where, on New Year's Day, we took part in a very Scottish New Year's tradition, the LOONY DOOK, which is basically short for the lunatic dip. And it is as simple as you jump in freezing cold ocean to wake yourself up and get over that hangover from New Year's Day.
yes, and this tradition came about in 1986. I think it was 1986, 1987,
Yeah.
with 3 friends who were trying to cure a hangover.
So they used the Firth of Forth in South Queensferry area and started off as a bit of a joke and snowballed into an actual event where there's charity donations, pipers, food.
Parade.
So this video sponsor could not have come at a better time. Not only for the LOONY DOOK, but for the cold weather. I think it's about 1 degree today.
And Ororo's heated apparel has been an absolute lifesaver for us. So why don't you watch us put it to action?
Hey, we're going! Woohoo!
Any regrets? Any last regrets?
My feet are so cold! That's my worst! In the water we go!
If that doesn't wake you up, I don't know what will. So, worth it? Are you awake now?
I'm awake!
So that experience was miserable. It's a once in a lifetime thing for us. Coming back and having this jacket already warm though was amazing. I think this one, I put it on max heating, and when it's on low heating it can last up to 10 hours, which is incredible. But I couldn't be more happy because this one almost touches my ankles. It's like being in a sleeping bag, and it's still super cute. So all in all, win-win.
I have got all 5 of my heating elements max. So the back, each arm, and my pockets for those cold hands. This thing is incredible. Water resistant. It's now my everyday jacket. It's got a detachable hood, fleece lined. Yeah, absolutely no complaints. And a tiny little battery pack that is about half the size of a phone. On a low setting, it can last for like 7.5 hours. So it's been a lifesaver on our current adventures, and especially today. Top hat's nice and toasty. All I need now is some heated socks.
So if you're like us and looking for a solution to those utterly freezing and windy rugby pitches, or if you're just in the market for a new winter jacket, definitely check out Ororo's end of year sale, which ends today. You can grab something for up to 40% off, or feel free to use our code SIMPLE20 for 20% off your order. Their products are totally worth it. Okay, we're at the train station, ready to start our perfect day out in Edinburgh.
We've dropped the kids and Finnegan off with the grandparents. The rain and the wind are here, but this is a day we've committed to, so we're ready, and it's gonna be a great day.
Yep. So first stop, I think on our list is getting some type of fuel. We need our energy because we are gonna go on a hike today if the weather allows.
Yep.
Let's talk about your attire for Scotland.
Layers are key. Waterproof shoes or boots, thick socks, quick drying windproof trousers.
Please stand clear of the platform edge. Fast train approaching.
Good. Jacket, jumper, t-shirt, rain jacket in here, rain cover for the bag. Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty good.
My turn.
The sound gonna be woeful in here.
It is. I got some waterproof hiking shoes, some waterproof fleece-lined hiking trousers. Got my waterproof jacket with a sweater on underneath, another shirt on underneath here. I should say jumper. And then a hat. And I have a whole change of clothes in that bag.
In case this is not sufficient.
We're prepared for the worst.
Often when you're exploring a new city, you try and cram too much into a single day. So today we're going to show you what you can realistically do in Edinburgh in a day, as well as how much things cost and what we give it out of a rating of 5.
Please stand clear of the platform edge. Fast train approaching.
Someone went up the wrong way on the stairs, Miss America. Annie's dressed like a Eskimo there, so we'll see.
Okay, here we go. You know where it is?
Yeah.
I'll follow you.
There's a few ways we can go, but we'll go the cool way.
Talk about rainy and moody today.
Edinburgh's smallest award-winning pub.
Smallest award-winning one? I remember when we went here. That's a good one. I'd recommend. If you are stair adverse, I would not recommend going this direction.
Well, it's either these stairs or you do a big loop up a big hill. So this is steeper but more direct. Looks like there might be a bit of a wait.
Oh, this is where we're going. The Milkman. Well done, Zach.
It was good coffee, good baked goods. I'd recommend it, but it's tiny in there, so you might want to come at an off hours time.
Onwards and upwards.
Literally. Sometimes you just have to accept that the elements will win.
Even on a rainy day like this, it's so pretty because the water glistens on the ground and you get to see all the cobblestones in their glory.
This is typically an area I would avoid because it's usually very busy with tourists, but we're being tourists in our own city today, so it's a perfect place to start.
And there's a reason that people like to come here. There's so much to see. There's history everywhere. It's beautiful. So even if it is a tourist trap, it is one for a good reason.
So this is the Royal Mile. It goes all the way up to Edinburgh Castle and all the way down to Holyrood Palace. And it's a tourist hotspot, but it's quite pretty as well. So at this moment, St. Giles Cathedral behind us. You know, just walking up a street, come across a giant cathedral.
We stumbled across the Maker's Market and we're gonna check that out. Have you been here before, Zach?
Never.
All right. type for starting early today.
Changing our plans as the weather changes, so there was a slight break in the weather, so we're heading to Arthur's Seat. See how much of a bad idea that is.
It wasn't, we went inside for about 2 minutes and now the weather's worse again, so we'll see.
Yeah, that is one thing you take for granted though, just a little artist's market inside a beautiful kirk. Just, you don't get that everywhere, so. Down the Royal Mile we go towards Holyrood Palace and the start of our little walk up Arthur's Seat.
This is something I found interesting about the Royal Mile, and it's that one owner has 25 of the souvenir shops. So if you're looking for something a little bit more unique or of higher quality, I'd recommend maybe looking at some of those smaller independent shops or going off of the Royal Mile somewhere like Stockbridge or Bruntsfield and seeing if you can find something locally made.
Okay, we're at the bottom of the Royal Mile now, and you can see
Got the Arthur's Seat, Scottish Parliament, and then behind us is Holyrood Palace. Take it.
here we are, the unicorn, Scotland's national animal.
As you may or may not know, Scotland is famous for being able to experience all 4 seasons in one day. It might not look like it here, but there was a little break in the weather, so we headed up and over Arthur's Seat for lunch.
And so it begins.
We have a lunch reservation. It's on the other side, so we're going for it.
So whether or not we want to, we have to go over Arthur's Seat to get to our lunch and to reward ourselves.
I mean, we could get like a long walk around or a taxi or an Uber, but it's not what we came for, so.
No, this is actually what we wanted to do. And the weather is okay at the moment. Light rain.
When it gets better, the higher up you go. So.
Yeah. Talk about sludgy and muddy. This is some gross walking terrain.
It's not a good day for the hair, but
Wind blown.
we're safe enough, so we'll be fine.
On the final stretch.
Alright, here's Alfie. He's Instagram famous. He walks Arthur's Seat daily with his owner, Robert.
Slave and agent.
But look at that face. He knows just what to do for the camera. Oh my gosh, he's too cute. And we brought the pretty weather. And on to the rest of our day. That is one thing. If you want to experience the best of Edinburgh, you're gonna want to put on some good shoes. Because there's a lot of walking, a lot of hills, a lot of stairs, but it just adds to the charm.
Come up to the entrance to Holyrood Park. You can drive through it apart from Sundays, so that often catches you out.
Interesting. A few more stairs and then we'll be there. This is one of the first places Zach took me on my, was it? Yeah, it was my first visit ever to Scotland. He brought me to this loch and it was one to remember, that's for sure. Slight miscommunication. That was not the place Zach brought me.
It is also typically has a lot of swans and it's a lake, and now I described it as Swan Lake. The one she was talking about, it's on the other side in Holyrood Park, closer to the palace. So
We'll go there after lunch. We'll hopefully make it over that direction. So this is where Zach's parents got married. Were you allowed in?
Yeah.
Oh. That's beautiful. So Zach, where are we headed next?
The Sheep's Heat.
And
So
can you tell us anything about
It's
it?
got a little history to it.
Just a little bit, a wee bit of history.
Yeah, reservations at like 12:30, but we'll go have a drink and maybe eat early. We'll see. It is just around this corner.
Oh, it's right here.
Well, I told you.
I didn't think it was that close.
Established 1360.
We made it. Let's get some good lunch.
As you can see, lunch at the Heid Inn gets 5 out of 5. Another thing to try is Skittle Alley, which is a 9-pin bowling alley they have on site. It costs £20 per hour for up to 6 guests, but you do need to book about a week in advance. So learn from our mistake and enjoy. It was 2:38. So I said 20 minutes, it took us 24 minutes.
Okay. So this is St. Margaret's Loch, and this is where Zach brought me on our first date in Scotland. I think I was 21 years old, and there were swans swimming all over the place. It was a glorious day. There was no rain, and this right here is what stole my heart and made me know that one day I'd live in Scotland.
St. Giles Cathedral completely took me by surprise. I was not expecting that amount of beauty and I actually ended up getting a little bit emotional being surrounded by all of it. Zach had similar feelings, and it's something very special, and I think anyone visiting the Royal Mile should definitely take a few minutes to appreciate that. Now, Zach, what's our destination?
Heading towards the castle, up the Royal Mile.
For?
A Scotch whiskey experience for a gold whiskey tasting. For like, what, 40 minutes?
We missed it.
Annie. Dinner is served.
And a brie and ham.
Thanks for joining us on a day in Edinburgh. As usual, like, subscribe, and leave us your recommendations in the comments. We'll see you in the next one.